Hello, I am Super Orange Cat, and today I'm gonna just give out a nice random anime review here of a show that I've just watched in its completion of a little while back called Himouto Umaru-Chan. And this is, I'll say, a pretty popular anime, 12 episodes long. It's kind of old, it's about 4 years old, I believe. And it was something I just came across the other day, decided to watch the first episode. After the first episode, I was like, might as well watch the rest of the series here. I find this to be a pretty interesting show. The basic plot synopsis is that there's this girl called Umaru, or Domo Umaru, who's actually pretty, like, she's like the perfect girl. Like, she's smart, she's intelligent, she's beautiful. Like, all the girls envy her and all the boys want to be with her. Like, that type of perfect character. However, when she comes home, she turns into a complete, like, slob, torpid, lazy girl, and just the fact that her older brother has to deal with that, and just like this split personality thing. Imagine like Hannah Montana but gone completely wrong. That's what Himouto Umaru-chan is. And this show isn't really stacked up with a standard narrative. It's very slice of life, but it's based on a lot of mini stories within episodes. Like, we're gonna have, like, you can have like four self-contained stories in an episode, although there is a bit of a running canon, like some of the character interactions with each other, like Kiri thinking that Umaru's chibi form is like her younger sister, or Ibina being in love with Taihei, or Slivin 4 knowing Umaru as UMR, stuff like that. And that carries on through the show. And usually in this type of situation, it just feels like, oh, it's just kind of like something like, let's say, Rugrats, right? American cartoon. You have a couple self-contained stories each episode, and at the end of the day, not much changes in the universe. However, that's not necessarily the case with Himouto Umaru-chan. There's a lot of situations where it's like it does have some lingering impact, or something that's mentioned in one episode is brought up later in the series. And one thing I like to note about the show is that for a slice of life show, for something that seems so comical at the surface, the show can get pretty deep at times. Like, one moment that got me was towards the middle of the series. You have Taihei wandering the street following a cat, and he's trying to remember what he remembered this part of town from. And the part of the reason he can't remember is that he had focused so much of his life on this very mundane pattern of going to work and taking care of his younger sister that he finally realizes that 6 years have gone by since he's done this. And just that whole concept of coming to himself, being the salary man all of his life, and thinking, realizing just all the time that has passed him. And that was just a very good, very emotional scene. Contrast that to the hijinks that Umaru does at home, like tell him to get her the Shonen Jump magazine, or to go and cook steak, or specific stuff like all these other maneuvers she does to stay up at night, you know, and just to contrast that, you know. And that's something the show does very well, especially, and I was surprised with, because I thought of episode 2, I was thinking, okay, this is a straight up comedy show, and maybe there's gonna be some plot line later of her worried about being found out of this whole thing. And there's a couple bits about that, especially revolving around Kiri and her actually seeing her in her chibi form, and also about with Slivin Ford, her quote unquote rival, knowing her as UMR, worried that she might put two and two together that UMR is for Umaru, you know, but stuff like that too. I just found very interesting about the show. And that's just really, I would highly recommend this show. It's currently on Hulu. And yeah, really just, I can't think of much I didn't like about it. Maybe the fact that there are a couple moments where they could have really added tension to the show, but when tension's added to the show, it's kind of alleviated quickly. Like about the whole Kiri realizing that the friend of the Taihei, was her older brother himself, and worried about him finding her out, but it ended up being solved quickly because Bomber, or Afro, whatever you call him, is just so painfully stupid. He never realized. despite hearing that her name is Kiri, and her looking like his younger sister. He never put two together. It's the same girl. Again, very solid anime. I would recommend it. I would give this about 9 out of 10. What do you guys think? Have you seen this anime? What are your opinions on it? Please comment down below. If you want more random review content like this, there's another one I'm actually planning, and all I'm gonna say about it is it's a very out of left field. It's kind of I'll say an obscure anime. It's obscure, yet it's generic at the same time. That's just all I'm gonna really say as a hint towards that show. Again, you can find Himouto Umaru-Chan on Hulu right now if you want. If you want more review content like this, please subscribe. Please hit the notification button. And if you love the video, hit the like button. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.